Hello! Welcome once again, my friends, to another episode of Gacha Rock and Roll.
Welcome back to another episode.
Yes, sorry there wasn't any episode last week, folks, but we really didn't have much to talk about.
Yeah, and I was also kind of busy. It was my midterms.
Yes. But, and this is horrible timing, the day after we decided on that weekend, we'll probably not record something. On the Monday after, they drop a bomb of news on us.
Mm-hmm.
And we only record on the weekends because that's when we're both free. So now, we're talking about it, even if it's been about a week.
Yeah. Wait, which one is this?
It is the Arknights anime.
Oh, yes. Okay. Yeah.
Arknights, folks, is getting an anime. Arknights Season 1, The Prelude to Dawn. Is that what it's called?
Prelude to Dawn.
Was that what it's called? Prelude to Dawn?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to rely on you to search things up for us. Prelude to... I believe it was called Prelude to Dawn.
Prelude to Dawn.
Yeah. Arknight, so with a Kingdom Hearts title, Arknights is getting its first season, maybe only season of anime. So for today, I wanted to talk about gacha games that have anime.
Yeah.
Because Arknights certainly isn't the first one. But so we're gonna talk about our hopes for the anime, what they should do, what they shouldn't do, talk about other anime they can follow the example of, what to do, what not to do, and all that good stuff.
Yep.
But before we get into all that, we'll give you guys a bit of an update. So, how's your gacha games been going the past week and a half, I guess?
I hit pot 6 on my Calcit.
Calcit, yes.
Yeah.
You got Calcit. I got Calcit too. I got it twice.
I want to try and pot 6 my Skadi, but then I'm on my way there. I don't know if I'll be able to reach it by the end of the month. I hope I will be able to, but I'm not sure. I do have pot 6 Calcit now though, because I kept getting her for some reason.
Oh well. Hey, she's strong.
Yeah, no.
A medic that's
definitely.
Yeah, she's
strong.
an AoE guard deployed at the ranged tiles, as my friend said.
Definitely, 100%. She's very strong.
Yeah.
It's just that
Or is it that monster is strong?
Both of them are okay. They come as a package. You can't just say one is strong without.
But the thing is, okay, theoretically, if monster dies, what is she good for?
She's a medic.
Oh, so she'll actually do.
I mean, she's still a medic, right?
She'll actually heal and stuff.
Yeah, pretty much.
And then monster will come back after.
Yeah, because monster has infinite respawn.
Yeah. Speaking of infinite respawn, how I haven't used her yet. How long is his cooldown before he comes back?
Monster?
Yeah.
I think it's 20 seconds.
It's a bit of a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's still he's still really good because he's basically a block 3.
I see. Oh, that reminds me, folks, by the way. If our audio sounds a little different from normal, we went back to using our phone for this particular episode only because I have something at 2 o'clock.
Oh, really?
Yeah, later on.
Oh, okay. Well.
So I didn't want to have to try and set up and then have to take it down and then, So for this particular episode, we're going back to our phone, my phone rather, just for this.
Mm-hmm.
We'll go back to the mics later on. But anyway, apart from that, let's see. How is Space Ishtar for you?
Well, I got her NP2 the other day. I was trying to MLB my CE, but then I saw an
Space
Avenger
Ishtar
card.
came again.
Yeah, I saw an Avenger card. I'm like, okay, well now I can loop with Castoria properly. Okay, that's good.
Does she
to
really
know.
need NP2 just
Yes,
to loop? And Dante
apparently.
And Dante doesn't?
Well, my Dante's technically does also need NP2 if you want to do those harder quests.
Oh.
But then
I see.
I'm just happy that I have I actually got another one. I was thinking about it okay, I'll try to get NP2 next year or next year when she comes back. But no, now I don't even need to roll for her anymore and I can focus on...
Why don't you NP5 her?
Why would I NP5 her? No.
You're trying to NP6 your rescue.
Yes. She's the only one who deserves that for me, okay? This is the only one I can give that glory to, right?
Sure, okay. Here we are. Let's see. We got Arknight. Oh, yes. The Labyrinth Warriors, how is it for you?
Boring.
Okay.
I'm... You gotta be blunt with it. It's really not fun. It's so tedious to do everything. takes so long just to get through everything. You know, it's you gotta come on, Mihoyo. You can do better. You can do a lot better. You can have content, but not that kind of content. It's kind of us late game players. It's like fighting in the open world again. Like, what's the difference?
I suppose, although there's the Shikifudas and stuff.
Yeah, but like there's a meme that goes around like on YouTube. You can see it, just like the late game players looking at the freaking note of the Shikifuda and all those buffs, and we're just saying this is useless. You know?
Well, yeah.
You know that meme?
I'm honestly doing it just for the story, and then I'm done. I'm not sure I'm gonna bother
there's
playing
primo
after.
gems because in the shops, but you don't need to clear all of the stages to do it. The last stage is actually you don't need to clear it at all.
Yeah.
That one is just a bonus apparently.
All right. Yeah, we'll see how that turns out. I've been saving anyway, so it's not like it's essential to my funds.
Yeah.
Although I did hear that Hu Tao's weapon banner will have Elegy of the End in it.
Oh yeah, I mean we can talk about the leaks I have later on if you want.
Oh, you have leaks?
Well, I mean that's one of them technically.
Oh, alright, but okay, I mean I know this was an Arknights anime centered episode, so let's just get those leaks out now. If you can. Oh, it appears Ryan has just rolled.
No, that's just a 5-star, forget about it.
That would have been cool. Like, you heard it here first, Ryan has a pot 3 Cal's hit or something.
Pot 6 Cal's hit, it's already maximum potential.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get to 300 pulls so I can buy Skadi from the shop.
Oh, that reminds me, they started the 2D live thing, right? The live 2D with Arknights.
Skadi is the first one to have it.
Yeah. When are they gonna do it for the other limited operators?
Apparently the next one that they announced is Dusk.
Dusk.
Nian they already did it, so I think it's Dusk next.
Is
in
Nian
CN. Nian
right
already
now?
has
hers
in CN.
Oh,
She
CN.
already has hers, I think.
Oh, cool. I mean, mine in the front of mine it's W, so I expect W is gonna get one at some point.
She will, yeah. All limited operators will get one. So like, W Rosmontes, Calcit or not Calcit, what the hell? Skadi has one.
Yeah. Oh, but folks, before we continue with the anime topic, guys, save your Originium because Chen, Summer Chen, Alter Chen is coming after this too.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's still gonna be a buffer with what you call it,
CC.
CC. There's also gonna be the what you call it, Carnelian event. There's also the one with that other operator that I don't remember. That's a 6-star.
I thought Chen was right after.
No. We still have to do CC. We have 2 new 6-stars that will be added in 2 new events, and then you get Chen.
All right. Okay, but yeah, what were you saying a while ago? Right. Oh no, yeah. Okay. So the first one. Okay, Elegy of the End is coming back with Staff of Homa.
Yeah, it's coming back. Yeah, I don't know what the 4 stars on the. I think the 4 stars on the banner are the new ones, the ones that are like the ones that are good for Xiangling.
Oh, okay. The ones they announced on Facebook.
Yeah. Those ones. Yeah. I'm pretty sure those are the ones on the banner. The banner of Hu Tao is most likely gonna have Toma, Diona, and Sayu, which is, come on, Mihoyo, you're just disappointing everyone now.
Well,
like
people who don't have Sayu, people who don't have, I mean,
yeah,
Toma.
but like they're not varying the 4 stars anymore. Like, okay.
Hey, we did say this is the first time they're doing same weapon, same element.
No. We can't say that because like stuff like that's happened before. But then like
I thought this was the first time.
I don't know. But then like the point is that what you call it? These 4 stars aside from Toma are the exact same ones from Yoimiya's banner, and the ones on Child's banner are the exact same ones on Ayaka's banner.
Are they?
It is. It's exactly the same. They didn't add Bennett.
I didn't know that.
Where's Bennett?
Yeah.
Bennett's not there. Like you didn't even see like what the frick? Come on, Mihoyo.
Okay, but anyway, what other leaks have you found out?
Okay, let me just open my thing. All right, let me open my locker.
Is it about like Ito and Goro? And all them?
Well, apparently
I think
it's most likely Albedo, the other banner.
So it's
next
Ito
update.
and Albedo.
Ito Albedo. That's most likely the next update.
Wow,
so
they're really doing a double Geo.
Yeah, if you guys wanna have your like Geo Resonance teams, or you're a fan of the Zhongli Albedo combo, yeah, go ahead, get Albedo. I just don't feel like I like him as much, but I'm not discounting his goodness. He's very good in those
Albedo?
mono Geo teams. Yeah.
And well, I believe, Ito is kind of the first dedicated DPS of a Geo.
Yeah, so, well, technically Ningguang, but then like Ito just does it better, I guess.
Yeah, Ito's like single target. He's melee. He's
melee as a freaking debate club. Yeah.
Yeah.
He does a lot of damage, by the way. So if
Really?
yes, like surprisingly enough. Okay, based on numbers only.
Well, I'm gonna take
take
those
numbers with a grain of salt.
Yeah,
but
especially after what happened to Kokomi.
Okay, but the only reason why I say that you shouldn't take Kokomi as an example why you shouldn't trust the numbers is because they changed Kokomi's entire gimmick at the last second.
Why did they do that?
I don't know. They really didn't want it to be a DPS.
Did they think like, oh no, Kokomi became too powerful?
Maybe either that or like, no, we don't want this person to.
That's
be
a shame though. Like, I still like her, but like that's a shame, Like,
no, that's why she has.
You know how much power she would have had if you didn't change
She
her
would
game?
have had a lot more money if she was that.
Not only
very
that, she
strong.
would have been the Hydro DPS.
Well,
aside
maybe.
from Tartaglia.
Aside from Child, yeah.
Yeah, she would have been like the one.
One of the ones,
Yeah. Plus,
But then
scaling off health, and she could reach 50k health. Damn. Right?
yeah.
Like mine's at like 30 something right now, so I'm seeing the potential. What could have been? Hey, maybe they'll do what they did with Zhongli. Did people complain about Kokomi and then they'll fix her?
Not enough people complained about Kokomi.
Damn it.
Everyone just kind of accepted, okay, she's kind of poopy.
All right.
Everyone was just like, yeah, she's a healer. They said she was a healer. I guess we were expecting too much from her. So, that's why nobody rolled on her banner.
Yeah. But anyway, back to Ito.
Back to Ito. I say you still trust the numbers because as of now, Ito's damage seems like an actual DPS damage that he can do.
Yeah.
Kind of like Xiao. Xiao does like a lot of damage even though he's not doing any reactions, right?
Yes.
Kind of like that with Ito.
I guess they have to do that for like Geo and Animo characters,
Yeah, they have to have
compensate.
they have to have like one character that can do big damage even though
So
there's
I guess
no numbers.
for Animo that's Xiao, and then for
Animo that's Xiao.
And here now it's Ito.
It's gonna be Ito, yeah. If you're wondering about Goro is basically
Geo Bennett.
no Geo Sarah.
Geo Sarah.
Like his stuff is specific to Geo characters, and but unlike Sarah, if he's not with a Geo character, he's kind of useless.
That's
You'd
a
rather
shame.
use Bennett or Sarah.
Uh-huh. So what else have you found out?
Aside from Ito doing like millions of damage.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he's very consistent scaling off defense. Surprisingly enough, he's very consistent.
Yeah.
What else? He has his own unique weapon also. It's literally also a bat, I think.
I assume it's the bat that he's holding in the art.
No, that's okay. When he activates his ult, that becomes his weapon.
Oh,
his weapon transforms
okay.
into that.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, basically the bat is he has a bat and it gives him like 20% defense.
Oh,
You know,
so he becomes
kinda-
kind of a tank as well.
Yeah, a tank
He reminds
that
me of
does
Iron
damage.
Bull from Dragon Age Inquisition. He's a big guy. He's kind of dumb, but also smart sometimes. And then he's got a giant sword, and he swings it around, and he's like, yeah, battle!
Well, yeah, I think he's kind of chuny also. He's like, I'm the most amazing person. Like, I'm so cool. Like, he has his own, like, I'm the most amazing warrior in the land. The strongest Oni you
No,
ever
he's
meet.
more Zeke from
Yeah.
Xenoblade 2.
Yeah,
than he
that's
is.
a good relation. Yeah,
They
I
should
like
get that guy to voice him.
Zeke von Genbu.
They should get that guy to voice him.
Yeah.
Like I said, like Dio should voice him in
Dio in
Japanese.
Japanese, yeah. I would be very happy to see
Yeah,
that.
I've
Lots of
heard-
people would roll for him if he was voiced by Dio.
Yeah, it works. Ozymandias as a Geo DPS. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Um,
what else have you heard?
we have 2 new artifact sets.
Yes,
Yeah, one of them is basically the defense set,
for Ito.
the 5-star defense set that we finally have. The
That's
ones
for Ito, right?
for the people who scale with defense. Albedo, Ito,
Noel.
Goro, the Geo
Goro.
people. Aside
Okay.
from Zhongli has his own thing because he scales
Melodis,
HP.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, alright. What's the other one?
The other one is basically the Kokomi set. It has like
Mhm.
HP and it has something to do with You know, giving your ult a bit more healing or something like that. I don't know. It's a Kokomi set for sure, because the art of that is Watatsumi Island. So
alright, that makes sense.
that is Kokomi set. Other stuff. We have. I'm pretty sure we have like a Christmas type themed event
Oh,
for this.
is it in
next
Lia
update.
again?
No, it's in Dragonspine.
Oh, snow. Okay.
Yeah. Apparently.
This is the
apparently
Albedo
the story.
thing,
Yeah, this is the Albedo thing. That's why he's coming back.
Yeah.
Apparently, the story of this one is supposed to be the continuation of the Dragonspine story. Back
Oh, cool.
then.
So we're gonna learn stuff.
You're gonna
about
learn
it.
more about what's going on in Dragonspine.
The actual dragon in there.
Yeah, and why the Fatui are
Still
looking
there.
there. Yeah. We're gonna get a new
Alright.
weapon.
Uh-huh.
A new weapon that I forgot what it was called. But
I heard this thing.
it's an Albedo weapon
Yeah.
also, because I think it also gives extra defense.
Oh, cool.
We're
This
gonna.
thing might trump Festering Desire. I don't know.
I mean, okay, Festering Desire is more of a different person's weapon. This one is more tailored towards Albedo himself.
So if you don't have him, you don't really need it.
Yeah, not really. I mean, it's a free weapon that you can R5, so it's kind of like the fish.
Oh yes.
The fish. What else? We have like some fun Christmas events. You know, there's like a snowman building event.
Really?
Yeah, like you go around Dragonspine, you build a snowman,
Then what?
and when you get Primo gems for that, and then what you
Really?
call it, you get a free decoration of a snowman. You can put in your teapot.
Oh, okay. Anything else?
We have a new world boss.
Who?
The Golden Wolf Lord.
Oh yes, those Rift Hound.
Yeah,
things.
it's a big.
It's a giant
big
Rift Hound.
Rift Hound.
No relation to Andreas.
No.
That we know of?
Yeah, but this one is like a big Rift Hound that is like you get all the Ito materials from there.
Oh boy. All right.
You get all the Ito. I think you also get the Goro materials from there.
Makes sense. They come out on the same banner anyway.
Yeah. What else do we got? Numbers. Excuse me. Goro Ito gameplay. That's just for the next update. Let me see. Divine Chorus. I mean, I have a bit of the Spiral Abyss if you wanna know like what the buffs are, but like those are obviously tailored towards Ito and Albedo. So,
Yeah,
like,
we can
it's
just
about like crystallize, you know.
Yeah.
Picking up them.
You can forget
crystals
those. I think
or
that's pretty obvious already. Anything else?
2.4 will have Yunjin.
Yunjin.
You know the
No.
black dressed
Yeah. Oh,
girl
that's
with the
Yunjin.
hat.
All right.
Yeah, apparently we don't know what her. We don't know what her
What's her thing?
her vision is. We don't know what her element is. After 2.3, the story will come back to Lie, so we might get the Chasm.
Oh, great. The chasm.
The Chasm.
We'll get Baiju.
No.
Oh.
Apparently, it's the ones featured in 2.4, not the next update. 2.3 is the next update. 2.4 is the update after that. The ones featured in 2.4 apparently supposed to be Yunjin and Shanhe.
So not Yaimiko, as
No.
everybody thought.
People think Yaimiko is still 2.5, but then that's still also a bit question mark.
Shanha.
Shanhe, yeah.
The character that they said doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah,
She does now.
she does now. You can expect though that like Ganyu and Yaimiko will probably be in the same update, so
So it'll be 4
you'll have
banners?
to like no, in the same update, not that update. As in like if whenever they are, okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah,
'Cause
like they're gonna be
the rumored character that can match Ganyu's damage.
yeah.
And Ganyu.
and Ganyu's there also. So
Damn
they're
it.
probably gonna be in the same thing. So if you already have Ganyu, good for you. If you don't
I
want,
could get the Amos bow. Oh my god, what happened? I could get the Amos bow. That could work.
yeah, you can get that.
Makes sense to me. But as we go on with Genshin, you know, sometimes it's better to save. Sometimes it's better to just blow it off. Sometimes. Now, do we know if the whole Yaimiko can overload by herself?
Self overload? No, we can't confirm that. Honestly, it would be kind of insane if she could. Like insane in a bad way, because then like you're kind of, what are you doing? You can't give a character more than one element.
Yeah. But I think we've tackled most of the leaks you have already, have we?
Pretty much. I think that covers most of it. Most, if not all of it.
Alright. And with that, we shall move on to the new Arknights anime. Alright, we're back, folks. We just had a bit of an issue with Ryan's cable.
Yeah.
There was a problem. We needed to find some tape to fix it. But we fixed it.
It should be all good now. We can continue.
Yes, so getting into this Arknights Prelude to Dawn update. This new anime that's coming out. Now, this is not the first time a gacha game made an anime.
No, definitely not.
This is certainly not the first time. There's quite a few of them.
Yeah.
And I was wondering what they could hopefully learn from those animes. So I made a list. I found a list of what we know. There could be more that neither you or I are aware of. But
Alright.
I made a list of animes like some animes that they're based on gacha games, as in they made the game first and then the anime came out after.
Yeah.
So the obvious example is FGO, Fate Grand Order, which they did a lot of animes on.
Yeah.
They also, I believe there's also a Grand Blue Fantasy anime. Princess Connect Redive got I don't know if that came out before the game or after the game. I believe it was after the game though. And Azure Lane, whose studio I believe this Arknights anime is using, right? The Yostar Animation
Star
Studio.
Studios, yeah.
They're doing they are the ones doing this anime. And of course there's I remembered one, a Token Ranbu. Have you heard of that?
Yes, Token Ranbu.
Yeah, that ufotable anime that's on Facebook, that's on Netflix.
Yeah.
I believe is based on a gacha game.
Yeah. Isn't Token Ranbu like FGO but for girls?
Yes.
It's the dudes version, right?
Yes, yes,
It's
precisely.
all dudes.
Yes. So, let's start with the obvious example, FGO, because they've had good adaptations and they have bad adaptations.
Yeah.
So, let's start with the good. Let's start with Fate Grand Order Babylonia.
Yeah, very good adaptation.
Yes. So, what I'm thinking of for Arknights, because, okay, are we 100% sure we know when this anime takes place?
No.
We're not sure.
Like, when are they...
I believe people are saying this is before the game starts. Or this depicts the first chapter of the... That's where
some
it's
people
getting
are saying
muddy.
it's first chapter. Some people are saying before.
Because when it says prelude, I assume, as a player, it's before the game started. But for people who don't play Arknights, this is the first chapter of the game. So, which one should it be? Is the better question.
I mean, personally, I would like it to... I would like it so that they kind of explain how the world works first before everything. Because,
yeah.
Like, have a portion of, like, the first episode explain, like, the world, or how everything functions, It's, because people are definitely gonna get confused with the whole, Oripathy and Infected. Like, if you haven't played the game, you probably won't understand anything.
Yeah. So world building. At least the first episode should be world building.
Yes, it's very important.
Something to note, guys. This is not a sort of Code Geass style. Everything was fine, and then one day
the Fire Nation attack.
The Fire Nation attack. It's nothing like that. I believe there was no single catastrophe, quite literally, that caused this. I think.
No.
It was something that happened over time.
Yeah, it's years in the making, technically.
It's more Final Fantasy VII than it is Code Geass in terms of, for years the planet has been the live stream when Mako, and then Mako was being absorbed by Shinra, and now
stuff
the
like
world
that.
is like,
oh no, like that.
Yeah, it's more like that. But yes, so definitely have a explanation. I think it makes more sense to have it as a prelude to the game, so that for anybody who's like, cool, I want to play the game now, when they start the game, they'll know things because of the anime. It might be easier for them to understand as well.
I guess, yeah.
I believe it's kind of hard to understand what's going on in Arknights after a while.
Yeah, like that's why, like, if you ever want to get into Arknights' story, I suggest you watch those introductions to Terra videos on the YouTube channel, because
Yeah.
Calcit will explain how the world is and
how
where
it works
the
and
geography
things like
of the world and how
Yeah.
everything is.
I will say though, sometimes they give it to you and people just don't know about it. Like I think Epic 7 did that too with their YouTube channel had the origin of the universe. But nobody saw
Yeah.
it, so
Nobody
nobody got
Yeah,
it.
but if you wanna get into the whole thing, go watch it on the YouTube channel. It's there.
Yeah. But yes, back to FGO. I mentioned FGO because okay, we're starting with the good. We're starting with Fate Grand Order Babylonia. Told the game's story very well.
Yes, extremely well.
Yes. So one thing they addressed in FGO that I want to see how they address in Arknights is how do the fight scenes work. Obviously, those fight scenes occur in gameplay.
Yes.
So, okay, in FGO, in the anime, obviously Ritsuka did not summon his servants, his 5 stars and whale servants,
Yeah.
and
Obviously.
throw them at the demons. No, he had Mash and
Just
Ishtar
Mash.
and Enkidu later on. Canonically, that's what happens, right? It's only the servants that you're with at that point
Pretty
doing
much,
the fighting.
yeah.
How would that work in Arknights, which is a tower defense style?
Well,
sort
okay,
of
because
game?
like there you usually like in the story of Arknights, there's usually a good bit of operators or just random soldiers that are there
scout
with
and
you
all that.
helping. Not just scout, but then like random soldiers, the LGD, the people from Chernobog. Like there's a lot of people, and you're gonna see a lot of fighting. You know, a lot of people shooting arts blasts from far away, people using crossbows to shoot each other, hitting people with machetes.
But the thing is, with this particular gameplay, it requires it's the strategy aspect of not just us the players, but the doctor that they need to consider. So how would it showcase maybe the doctor giving orders to the operators?
I mean, think about it like this. Do you see Fujimaru giving orders to his servants all the time?
If anything,
Not
he never
always,
does.
right? He never does.
So
we
he command seals them, and then
we don't need to have the doctor do the same thing, do we? Like, I don't think so.
I mean, isn't it established though, like in Ark? Oh,
Yeah, no,
doctor,
you're the
strategist.
strategist.
Exactly,
You're not,
it's like doctor, please instruct us, things like that. I mean,
we're
Mash says
we're
that
relying
too.
on your strategy.
Yeah, I mean, Mash says that too when she fights. Like, you are awaiting your orders, master. Things like that.
Yeah. Yeah, but like with Arknights, it's also kind of like that.
Yeah, I'm curious as well because for certain maps, you obviously don't have all those operators with you.
You have a lot though. Like canonically, the doctor is
Yeah.
usually with a lot of operators.
Because unlike FGO's anime, which still has the whole we're gonna summon a servant from the Holy Grail from the
ley line.
lines and stuff. Here, these are employees for your company, so
Not
they'll
all of
already
them.
be there.
Not all of them. Some of them are just
On loan and stuff, I guess. Like,
you know, on what
they're
you call
helping
it,
you.
on help. Yeah, hired help.
yeah, but then you could still get the actual like I believe the 3-star and lower characters, some of the 4 stars as well, are Rhodes Island employees officially.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like them. Maybe they'll showcase the weak operators. I don't know. Like,
I mean, they're definitely gonna be there. But no, actually, they're gonna have a manga for the weak operators.
oh, are they?
Yeah. The whole
Is it-
you know
is it
what
one
you
of
got?
those-
Reserve Op Team A1.
Oh, with
Fang and
Cruz?
the gang.
Fang and the gang is out there.
Yeah. Like
With Cruz and-
yeah. Cruz and what you got? Fang, Melanta, all those.
Oh, them.
All the Beagle.
Will it be one of those chibi mangas or? Will it be
No. It's full.
It's a real manga.
Full manga.
Oh, okay.
It's about what they do and stuff.
Oh, it's a joke manga.
No, it's like serious.
Oh,
Like,
it's a serious manga.
seriously,
Oh,
it's like
okay.
what they're doing during the events of Arknights and whatnot. How are they being deployed and whatnot.
Fascinating stuff. That's interesting. So, okay. Along with speaking of, we mentioned they get orders from these guys. The doctor themselves, I say them because the voice we heard in the trailer is not exactly clear on if that's a man or a woman.
Yeah,
Like,
but
I mean,
they're basically
understandably,
saying,
like-
yeah, it's neutral. You can't
Yeah.
tell.
understandably, there are female voice actresses who can pass off as men, both in Japanese and in English. English not so much. Japanese, I guess you can get away with it.
In this one, they're using a very gender neutral thing. So
Who is it? That's what I'm curious. Who is
I
it?
don't know. Like,
I'm
okay,
curious.
the other question is, are they gonna show the Doctor's face? Or
I
is
doubt
it just gonna be a hooded figure the entire time, even with all the explosions, nothing is gonna blow off the freaking outfit?
Are they gonna show him at all? Is
They
the question.
will
No, I mean, like,
definitely show
maybe
him.
no, because like I imagine that the scenes where he or she,
It,
they, let's go with
them, they, yeah.
where the scenes where they're in, will be first person scenes. I think they'll go in that direction.
Like, first person scenes.
Yeah, like in video games.
Oh,
I feel like they'll take that approach.
I don't like that approach. I don't like them
POV
basically
scenes?
POV making it first person, like from the same perspective as it was. I'm not a big fan of that.
It
but
could work.
Yeah,
We'll
I
see.
guess you could try and make it work, but I don't know. It's just not for me.
Alright, but still, we have to get. Okay, so we know that the Doctor is a character. A very. The Doctor is a character that doesn't know who they are entirely.
Anymore. I kind of forgot who they are. Remember the amnesia
What
thing.
I'm curious about is can this actress portray the old Doctor?
Do
You know, the very cruel, malicious...
Oh, we're not gonna see the old Doctor.
I know, but...
If they're following the story of
I mean-
Arknights, you're never gonna see that Doctor. The
I
only
know,
time you
but-
ever seen that Doctor... You don't even see that Doctor talk.
I know, but I mean, you have to show, as players of the game know, you have to show that this person did not used to be this nice. Maybe I don't know if it's something in the voice.
No,
or...
okay, that's the thing. Like, you can't find a way to show that because the Amnesia Doctor is a completely different
Right.
person.
But here, okay, but consider as well, when it comes to gacha game animes, they take liberties with events from the games.
Yeah,
Uh,
but the difficulty with that is trying to integrate the events of the game in events, like integrate it to the main story. It's difficult.
Yeah,
Because
that's
the way
true.
Arknights did it is that none of the events directly relate to the current story that's happening on like at the moment. Most of them are
But they do
either
happen.
they happened in the past or will happen in the future. It's never happening at the same time now. It's usually something else is going on or whatnot.
Alright.
Either that or sometimes they reference what's happening now, but then like it's not as important.
I see. Going off of that, okay, so when it comes to like certain liberties for the story, because for example, the two examples I can throw at are Azure Lane and Princess Connect. I'll get into FGO a little later also. Those animes don't really require you to play the game to watch them,
Well, okay, I guess.
and I think that works in the sense that players of the game will appreciate them in the anime setting. For example, like Princess Connect, I've been told many times you don't need to watch that show to play the game. Same with Azure Lane. Like if you play Azure Lane, you wanna watch the anime, go ahead. It's not gonna matter.
Yeah, the anime is nice anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
But this is more akin to FGO in the sense of I'm actually not sure about like Grand Blue or Token Ranbu. We don't play those games.
yeah.
But this is more akin to FGO in the sense that it's following the game.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it ties in or not, I'm not sure what they're gonna do there.
Yeah. It's probably they'll probably do it in a similar way, I think, right?
Well, okay, I guess that'll work. That's the interesting question, though. But, with anime based on gacha games, we have to look at not just their portrayal, but also certain scenes. Because, okay, we don't know how many episodes this show is gonna be. It's a season long. That it could be 12. It could be less than 12. It could be 25 or 24.
Mm-hmm.
Could even be 30 plus. It's rare, almost never happens unless it's a shonen anime, but you never know. So I'm wondering, can they fit the entire chapter 1 into a season of anime, depending on how many episodes
I mean, okay,
one season is? 'Cause
depends
one
what you define as chapter 1, because the way Arknights distributes their story is in weird chapters,
yeah.
right? Like
So
there's
I was
chapter
assuming-
0
yeah.
also.
I was assuming this would reach until the end of, literally before Longmen. That's what I assumed was
before Longman.
So you're gonna fight that. What's the name? That kid. The kid
Escape
with
from Chernobyl. No way, cause like
you know,
that's
you remember
after
the
Longman already.
Shatterer?
Skull Shatterer.
Yeah.
Skull Shatterer's thing was already after you first introduced yourself to the Longman LGD.
Yeah, I feel like it's going to end there, or if it's gonna end before that starts.
Before that starts.
The question is then, how can they do enough to sort of integrate that? Like, is that content enough for one season of anime?
I mean,
Well, this depends on how many episodes this show has.
yeah. If you ask me, I would like more. You know,
Yeah.
maybe go through the Skull Shatterer thing, because after the Skull Shatterer thing is when they actually get down to the business. So it's kind of, enough with the Doctor being some kind of confused guy. He has a job now.
Yeah.
He understands what he has to do. What he is only he is capable of doing, stuff like
Alright.
that.
But then is there also, because I know this is something that I think FGO is one of the few ones that did it without complaint. They added unnecessary filler scenes.
Yeah, but those made sense because technically the filler scenes were already implied in the main story.
Yeah, in the game it was a montage, so it's pretty much the same thing.
Yeah.
So like I think I've said in an off my conversation with you, like you can show maybe like an infected person being abused.
Yeah.
That makes sense in the context of the lore.
It does.
So it will help you understand what's going on. But will they add like some random kid character that's a super minor character that's just there so that Amiya can talk to them or stuff?
I think it's gonna be more focused.
I
Maybe
hope so.
less of that. Maybe you can have that because that would build the image of what this, what the company is, what Amiya is to the people, what she is,
What
what
Rhodes
kind of
Island is and
person
also.
is, yeah, what kind of person she is and whatnot. It would be good to kind of build off that. I think that makes sense.
Right. Also something to consider: who should show up?
No, you
Do
just
they-
have
do they be
the characters that show up.
Do they
will show
remain
up.
strict to the
Yeah.
to who showed up in the game?
I think that's important that you remain strict there. So you're gonna have
'Cause
you're
if
gonna
I
have
recall,
Amiya, you're gonna have Nerl.
Amiya and Nerl and
You're gonna have
those
what
are
you call it. You're gonna have some of the Penguin Logistics members. You see them. You're gonna see like
Doberman.
Chen. You're gonna
Chen.
see Hoshiguma. You're gonna see Swire.
Well, I'm not sure if we're gonna get the Longmen by the end of season 1.
I'm pretty sure we're gonna have to because like the whole introductory arc
It's
of
not
like
that-
chapter
is it-
0.
is it
It's not
not
that
that
long.
long?
Honestly, it's kind of just you understanding what you have to do, like what's going on, like you escaping from the sarcophagus, and trying to find a way out. You going back to the Rhodes Island landship because Amiya wanted to save you.
Yeah.
So after that, it's like the doctor the people explaining to the doctor what the world is. So like I guess if you're gonna have that whole explain to the doctor how the world works, you can have that as your whole introduce the audience to how the world works and stuff.
Yeah.
You can do that. I think that's fine.
So what they need to focus on, I suppose, is world building,
Definitely world building.
accuracy to the game.
Yeah.
You do have the room for liberties, but only so much, I guess you could say. Fight
Yeah.
scenes, I think I'm okay with seeing fight scenes.
It's gonna be a very kind of war type fight scenes with guns everywhere and
yeah, but
whatnot.
then there are some characters like Nerl. Her thing is she's got a shield and I believe that's a bat.
It's like a machete type weapon.
Yeah, are they gonna do it FGO style? They just jump in like hiya, stuff like that.
Maybe. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they did it like that.
Yeah, because what I want to, because after watching Code Geass, I wouldn't mind seeing a more tactical style of fight scenes. Like with
I
how
agree,
Lelouch
yeah.
was very tactical, especially in the first few episodes of Code
Well, yeah,
Geass.
but-
Like, I imagine the Doctor is equally, if not more, smart.
I mean, the Doctor has never lost a battle, technically.
Yeah, precisely. Well, that's the old Doctor. I guess
That's
is
the old
thing.
Doctor. And canonically, every operation you do as the Doctor, you've
It's a success.
never
Lost.
failed.
All right, that
Right.
works out.
because your strategic prowess is
Yeah.
just that good apparently.
Yeah. Now, let's get into the bad stuff of what they could do, what they shouldn't do.
Mhm.
And we must again cite FGO for this. Cutting characters out.
Never cut characters out, especially if it's gonna be an anime adaptation of a story. You never cut characters out
Yes.
because doing so is kind of just saying goodbye. You know, you're
Yes.
kind of cutting out a good part of what makes the story
Yeah.
special.
Yeah. For those of you who may not know, because these were movies, the FGO Camelot movies cut out, I believe,
A few characters.
3 or 4 servants that
Yeah,
showed up in
that
that
should have shown
singularity.
up.
They were not there. They didn't exist in that.
They should
movie.
have been there.
Yeah, and I guess they made extra room for other scenes. The thing is, we don't know if those scenes mattered or not. I know there's like a Nito Chris smash bath scene that the proclaimed cultured people watched.
I honestly
Was that necessary though?
I don't know if that was necessary. That was okay, sure. I mean, fan service, but then like, was that necessary?
Yeah, did you have to cut out?
Like you cut out characters to have a
servants,
bath
right?
scene? Seriously?
Well, we don't know if that's the whole thing, but you know that's where.
This is why you gotta trust your anime making to a good studio, because if you have a studio like the ones that did Camelot, then it turns out kind of wow poopy.
Yeah, they missed on some stuff.
Yeah, but if you do a studio like the studio that did Babylonia, you have what was the studio that did Babylonia again?
Cloverworks.
Cloverworks, yeah. If you have them, then like they did it very good. They did very well. Animation was good. The storytelling of how they kind of moved it into anime form was very good. The stage play and whatnot. That's very good. But what the hell did they do with the other thing? Like, you gotta pick a good studio. I don't think Arknights is gonna have this problem, though, because they're just using their own studio.
Because Yostar did a pretty good job with Azur Lane.
They did a very good job with Azur Lane. Like, I
Yeah.
really enjoyed that anime. Like, I don't play Azur Lane, but it was very nice to watch.
Yeah, that's what they should try to achieve. Even if you don't play the game, you'll enjoy the
You
show.
enjoy the show, yeah. That's the important thing, You gotta get the people to like it, even though they don't understand everything that's going on.
Mm-hmm. Now, the final thing I guess for Arknights' anime that I wanted to sort of address was the voice casting, for 2 reasons. One, given this is an anime based on a gacha game, it will probably get an English dub.
Yeah.
And while this hasn't happened, I believe in the story yet, Platinum exists, guys, in this show.
Yes, but then
in
like
this universe.
I wouldn't worry too much about that yet, because Platinum's not even in the story.
Yeah, and they cut her out. And I don't know if Platinum was the only character she voiced in that game. That
I think it was, yeah.
Yeah, which is a shame. Plus,
And they replaced her voice already with someone else.
oh man, really?
At least
She was
okay,
recast
at
already?
least nobody's putting hate on the voice actor that replaced her.
Because
Because
Chinese are, but
no, but like the voice actor is.
Oh yeah, of course.
They hate the original voice actor, but the one that replaced her is not getting any hate. Luckily,
for now, yeah.
no, like ever since they announced who's replacing her.
Yes,
It's good to know that they're not thinking about
but
that.
this puts me in the perspective of, are they going to recast certain characters?
No, the only reason why that Platinum was recasted is because of that whole drama thing.
Yeah, like for me, the only time you should recast a character from a game is if the real voice actor can't make it.
Yeah.
For example, let's say Ayako Kawasumi can't come into voice Siege. Let's say, for example, let's say she can't come into voice Siege.
Yeah.
So you need to get somebody else to
replace
do it.
someone else. Yeah, but like most of the time, if not all the time, the famous voice actors don't really get replaced.
Yeah.
Some of them do, but only on very specific occasions.
Yeah, like that one. Like she can't come in. Maybe she's sick, or maybe she's busy. It doesn't fit her schedule. That sort of thing.
That sort of thing.
That's
yeah.
acceptable.
Definitely.
Just recasting them out
And
of
like-
the blue Ed Boon Mortal Kombat style. That's not good.
No, that's very
Or
bad.
Square Enix Final Fantasy VII style. No, don't do that.
You gotta be, you gotta stick with the originals.
Yeah.
I don't think Arknights is gonna change that. All I say though is that I am not willing at all to watch the English dub.
Yeah, that's the thing I wanted. Like, I'm only willing to listen to it just to see what they sound like in English.
I think I can't imagine what any of them sound like in English. Cause like if you think about it, having R6 operators are in speaking English already sounds extremely weird. Like you're just playing and then you just hear that English voice line and you're like, why can I understand?
Yeah,
It's weird.
Epic 7 did that too in the reverse. You know, they have isekai anime characters show up. They speak Japanese.
Yeah, but then like,
But you know, FGO had a good dub. The dub of the Babylonia anime was good.
it was very good. But then again,
The servants were
FGO
voiced very well.
FGO already had pre-given voice actors though, right?
Well,
Since they already did First Order.
no, but I mean, for certain characters, like I liked. Okay, we can
And like
exclude like
their
Rin.
other animes had already English voice actors, like the original Fate animes, like
No, but then there were characters like Quetzalcoatl.
Mhm.
Let's see, Quetzalcoatl.
those that
First
didn't
Hassan. Ritsuka Fujimaru himself. It was Griffin Burns, which was established in First Order.
have. Yeah. Honestly, the only voice that I didn't like in that anime was King Hassan.
Crispin Freeman.
Yeah, like don't get me wrong, I he's a great voice actor. It's just that I don't think he fits the part.
Oh right, no. The
He
thing
does-
is,
he doesn't.
me and Ryan, when we were watching that show, we had fan casted the guy who voiced Igor in Persona 5 to voice King Hassan.
Yeah, but like hearing his voice, he doesn't give that ominous. You know, he doesn't have that voice effect.
Well, he kind of does. Doesn't
No, he
Like,
doesn't.
have you?
If you, I've listened to it. Like he doesn't have the echoey voice effect that they gave the Japanese voice actor. And
that's
even
a
if they did have him, he doesn't give that whole ancient old man of the mountain feel. You know, he
Really?
doesn't sound a matured or very like old wise man that is
Well,
actually really powerful.
I think the thing is he thought he could bring his Kirei voice and just use that.
Like that's why
Kirei, he does a good job with Kirei.
Kirei, yeah, he does a great job with Kirei. It's just that if you had to ask me, it really doesn't match. Like I can't.
Crispin Freeman.
It doesn't.
Hassan.
No hate towards Crispin Freeman, but then like he's not the right actor for that role. I think there are a lot of other people who could have voiced the old man of the mountain.
As we
much
said,
better.
Yaldabaoth from Persona 5. That would have been a good choice.
that would have been fine. That would have been completely fine.
But you know, okay. As for what was the other one? Azur Lane. I believe they had accents for their
Okay.
boats.
Yeah. The English dub of Azur Lane was good. It's just that
Yeah,
some of the
them can be pretty
voices
mismatched.
some of the voices were really mismatched. Like,
Yeah.
why did Bismarck sound like an old lady?
But isn't she actually an old lady?
No, she's not. She's
in
like a
Azur Lane?
hot.
I remember having Bismarck in. No,
she's
not
a,
having.
she's
I
a
wanted
hot
Bismarck.
adult woman, and you make her sound like a grandma.
Well,
Like not even sounds like a grandma. No, legitimate grandmother.
but isn't she actually a grandma? If you
no,
compare the-
she's not. You're not
She's
talking
not one
about
of
both
those-
ages, okay? We're
No,
not
I mean
talking
she's
both
not one
ages.
of those. She looks young, but she's really old.
No,
Huh?
she's not. She's definitely not.
No, because like, I mean, I guess considering like Skahak and FGO, she's a grandma, but she
No,
doesn't look
but
like a
okay,
grandma.
that's different because that
She's immortal and all that.
she's just immortal.
I know,
so her
but I
body
mean,
doesn't
my
change.
thing with that would be like, you know, these are boats. They're not actual
These
people.
are boats.
The
yes.
boats don't age.
Yeah,
Well, they age, but like,
they have specific age groups. Like the child
The children boats,
they,
yeah.
they sound like kids, so it makes
Yeah.
sense. Like the adult ones, they sound like adults. Why does Bismarck sound like a freaking grandma?
well,
Like all the accents were very nice. I especially like Prince Eugen's accent.
Oh, her
It was
German?
very nice. The German, the Unth, like all the accent. It was
yeah.
thick.
I do hope those were accurate though, because
They're very accurate. Yeah. You can hear the thickness of the accent, and it like tickles your ear.
Yeah, that's
It's
exactly
very
what
nice.
German sounds like, I guess.
Yeah, if they were trying to speak English, that's what they would sound like. It's very good. But why does Bismarck sound like an old lady? Come on.
Yeah.
It's so painful because like Bismarck is a really fan favorite boat.
Yeah, I remember. When I used to play
Yeah.
Azur Lane, I wanted Bismarck too.
She's a fan favorite. A lot of people love her.
Yeah.
I don't even play the game, and I like her the most.
Yeah. She's a fan
Right.
favorite.
But then, like, what was happening, right? It's kind of sad that, you sound like an old lady. You're expecting because Bismarck doesn't have a lot of screen time in the anime. She has like a few
Yeah,
scenes
she doesn't even
only.
have screen time in the game that much.
Yeah.
So,
But like in the anime, she has some screen time. Everyone's happy. Oh my god, she is getting screen time. And then she sounds like that in English. I'm like,
well,
Eh.
that's up to people who decide to watch the anime in English dub.
yeah,
I'm
the
willing
Japanese.
to listen to.
Ja-
I'm willing to listen to Arknights in English just to hear how it sounds.
I'm curious, but like it will definitely like if it's not nice, then I'm gonna be like, oh my god, what am I listening to?
Yeah.
But
What I'm curious about is who they'll get to voice the Doctor in English.
okay, it's even harder to get that
Because
neutral voice.
It's
In
pimpled
English?
up. I know they're like Erica Harlasher is one of the few who can pull it off. Like she voices Venti, Genshin Impact. Yeah, that's a woman, guys.
It is, yeah. But
She does very good.
okay, I
job.
don't think she can do a deep voice because you kind of expect the voice
Well,
of the
with
doctor to
Japanese
be old and mature.
Yeah, but the thing is, Japanese doctor's voice is not old and mature.
it basically is.
No, it's not. It like if it was a woman,
Okay, yeah.
but this is we don't know.
Honestly, I
We
wouldn't.
don't know.
I wouldn't object at all if the doctor was a girl in the anime. I would just laugh.
Yeah, I mean, there's never been any
I would
evidence
just-
to suggest
that
what
would just-
gender the doctor was. in
That
the
would
first
just
place.
be funny to me because like all the online memes are that
The doctor's a woman,
is
right?
a woman, right?
Yeah, and people assume the doctor is a guy.
Yeah, because all the relationships he has with a lot of the operators are because he's a male.
Yes.
Like
there's no...
like Angelina is genuinely in love with you.
Really,
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Where did you find that?
You gotta look up these voice lines because like lots of this stuff is heavily implied. Like you can basically tell just by reading.
Oh, okay. And then there's the whole, Calcit's the ex-wife and all that.
That was just a joke, but
Yeah.
I don't know if actually she's your ex-wife, which
We'll see.
I don't know. That
But
would be
yes.
interesting, but like I don't know.
But yeah, for Arknights, for a few things, I guess for us, our criteria, don't recast anybody.
Yeah.
If you're gonna have filler scenes, make it make sense. Make it actually mean something for players.
Mhm.
Or make it so that it's easier for new people to understand the game.
Yeah. Have that whole scene of them
Some-
explaining
yeah.
to the doctor what's going on.
Yeah. You can say that, you can have a child or an infected person being abused by a racist. That works too.
Yeah, or something like that.
What else was it? Oh, right. Animation wise, they're gonna. I assume they're gonna copy how they do it in trailers, which is 2D.
Because they have the ability to do it in a 3D format. Because we know the PVs have 3D
Yeah.
visuals, right? Some of the
Sometimes.
PVs, like when they're the MVs, the
Yes,
music
yes.
videos, they use that whole squishy animation, like their face you can squish, it's like Play-Doh.
Yeah.
They can do that, or they can do like the Azur Lane type
Which is all
animation,
2D.
which is also all 2D,
Oh no,
which is
I
also
think,
nice.
except the actual like structures and stuff. I believe
Yeah.
those were 3D.
Yeah, but they have a lot of animation that we've seen before, and they've done it very nice.
Yeah.
So I don't see a problem with the animation so far,
All right.
because they have a lot of ways they could
Yeah.
do it, and all of them are
'Cause-
pretty nice.
Okay, I'm gonna assume that it's a Yostar studio, so because of that, they're gonna use the same animation style as Azur Lane's anime.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, they could do it in many ways.
All right. So we've covered about Arknights. I think that was the other criteria. Animation. I hope it's good. And now we can touch on another topic I wanted to introduce, especially because I just thought of a certain perspective they could have on that. So, after a quick sound effect, we'll get back to you guys. Alright guys, so with that I wanted to talk about something else as well, because we are on the topic of animes and gacha games. I wanted to look at the other side of the spectrum. Animes that made gacha games.
Yes.
So for this, I will have to include rhythm games. Konosuba has a gacha game now, I think.
A lot of those isekai animes have
They have gacha games, yeah.
Tensura has one, Konosuba has one, Mushoku
Tensei has one now, right?
A lot of those have
one.
one.
The slime anime has one.
Tensura.
That is Tensura. Right, I forgot. Uma Musume is another one.
Uma Musume, yeah.
So, okay, these are animes that were designed to tell people to play the game.
Either that or they just happened to make a game after.
No. It was it's the other
anime
one.
is famous, so they just happened to make a game.
Yeah, so these are, hey, do you know our show? Did you like it? Good, play the game. With the rhythm games, those were designed for the games. Except Bang Dream. Bang Dream's game saved that franchise, which helped them create more of the anime to, further promote it in the musical sense. Which is how they did it for D4DJ and Argonavis as well. Those animes are meant so that after you watch the show, you play the game, that's where the story continues.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have Tensura, Konosuba, what's the other one? Mushoku Tensei. These games do not necessarily matter in the context of the story, I believe. They're just for fans.
Yeah, usually. Sometimes they have like side stories and whatnot, but then most of the time it's not important.
Yeah, they won't. Now, usually the question is like, let's use Konosuba as an example. I believe a lot of characters there, we never saw them in the anime.
I can't say anything. I haven't looked at Konosuba's.
Yeah, like game. I've seen some pictures. I don't know who a lot of those characters are.
And again, like you haven't read the manga either, so.
There's a manga?
Of course, there's a manga.
I thought there was a light novel.
There's also a light novel, yeah. I mean, all of it came from the light novel, the manga, and yeah.
Alright.
Like the manga, I think is ahead of the anime. I'm not sure.
Oh yeah,
the light novel is very far ahead.
Yeah, and then there's also, of course, Uma Musume.
Uma Musume,
which had fantastic. 2 seasons before the game came out.
Yeah.
So I think.
Well, the game was delayed. They announced the game earlier, I think, after the first season, and then it got delayed because they wanted to make it better.
Alright. Then they ended up making season 2 instead.
They made season 2, and then the game came out because the game came out only like last year, I think, in Japan. So but like everyone's so happy that like, oh my god, the delay was worth it, right?
So from the other side of the coin, like for people who watch these anime, get introduced to the game and they're like, oh cool, that's where it comes from. This anime will do that. Arknights anime will do that too, right? If this is a prelude to the actual start of the game route.
Yeah, it could do that.
So what are the things that these animes did that got people to play the game? Let's see if we can maybe figure that out. Also, we're under the assumption that this is a prelude to the actual events of the game.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's possible that this anime ends with the Doctor coming out of the pod and then the game starts. It's very possible.
Yeah, but then
like a while ago, what we were talking about was assuming they adapt the story of the game. Now we're thinking, what happens if they do it before?
If they do it before, there's a lot of stuff they're gonna have to like try and keep within canon. Because if they add stuff, it's gonna be hard to align it with the actual story to not make loopholes and whatnot, plot holes.
But the events, especially events that prelude the story, because we know like Dark Knight's memoir preluded the story and things like that.
Yeah, but the anime is definitely not gonna be an event. Like
no, I mean it allows so certain operators to appear. Like for example, if W appears in this anime, the only way it would make sense that she appears is if they introduce stuff from Dark Knight's
No,
memoir.
I mean no.
I don't
because W was in Chernobog. Remember?
Oh yeah, I forgot.
She was one of the first bosses that everyone had.
Oh, okay, right. Okay, maybe W wasn't a good example, but you know what I mean. Like, they could introduce, who are the other? Actually, I can't think of like what were the past-based events of Arknights, if you recall.
Past early events?
Yeah, past-based. No, like in the
past. Based
in the past. Dark Knight's Memoir is one of them.
Dark Knight's Memoir, Walk in the Dust.
What's Walk in the Dust?
Calls it.
Oh yeah, that one. Yeah.
Walk in the Dust, Dark Knight's Memoir. A lot of them are actually in the future. It's a problem. I think the Ursus event also.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the storytelling events, the ones that are just like you can play the story to watch it. There's no event stages.
Oh, those. Yeah.
Right? Those. A lot of those have stuff from the past, but it's not particularly one operator or particularly in the story in general of Rhodes Island. Most of the time, it's like how did this operator get to Rhodes Island, or how was this operator recruited, like that. Most of the time it's like that.
Yeah.
But
Could they maybe add in, if they want to make it, let's say it's like 25 episodes, could they maybe add in operators that will become important, like in season 2, for example? Like, let's say they explain, like, they give an episode to Blaze, for example. They dedicate an episode to her. How did she get to Rhodes Island? How did she join them? Etc. etc.
I mean,
Blaze is important in the story.
Oh yeah,
after.
she's definitely important. Like later on.
And
in
so
the story,
is
yeah.
what was her name?
Rosmontes?
No. The one that she assumed was racist because she wasn't helping her. The Greythroat.
Greythroat. Oh.
I believe Greythroat had one of those story.
Yeah,
things.
Greythroat is just afraid.
Yeah.
She's not racist. She's just she has like a phobia of the infected.
Yeah. I don't know if that's racist or.
It's not. It's more of like she's afraid to get infected herself.
Ah.
She's afraid of the disease.
Infections aren't a race. It's a thing that happens to people.
She's afraid of the disease. She's not afraid of the people who have it. Well, she is afraid of the people who have it because she's afraid of the disease. But like, she doesn't discriminate based on having an infection.
All right.
It's just that she's afraid.
So like, do they give episodes dedicated to those operators?
I mean, maybe, but then like it would be harder to expand it because lots of the operator backstories are actually go back really far, like before the Doctor woke up. Yeah. Like Rosmontes especially is one of them. It's like a really long story. Oh. I mean, like you can summarize the story pretty quickly, but there's a lot of stuff that she went through. That our little Neko cat friend.
Heck, Calcit went through a lot. There was an entire event based on her backstory.
We don't even know everything about her in the past. Like some people just think she's a robot that gains sentience. That's why she.
Really?
Because like, if you try to track what her age is, she's like more than 60 already by this time.
Oh, she be
and
like,
she looks the same.
Maybe she's immortal or something.
Some people think she's immortal. Some people think she's a robot that has sentience. That's why she can talk to monster. Or some people think
she's an alien.
We don't know what she is really. Like, quote unquote race is like the lupus or something.
Yeah, but the reason I bring that up is because like with these particular animes, they also have episodes not about the main character. Uma Musume is one of the prime examples. What's the name? Special Week was like the main horse, I suppose.
Season 1 is a special.
But then
week.
I'm sure there were episodes dedicated to the other horses at that time, right?
Yeah.
It was more about.
I mean, season 2 was nothing about Special Week.
Yeah, she wasn't there.
No, she was there. It's just that they focused on someone else. I think we focused on Queen. I forgot. I haven't watched Uma Musume in a while. Alright, don't flame me, people.
So I mean, if they're planning to do it like that, they should make people like the characters. Is I guess what.
Okay. Most of the characters in Arknights I could say are likable, aside from the villains. That's all.
Yeah. Oh, that's another thing I thought of. Do they dedicate episodes to the bad guys? Like, do we have maybe 1 or 2 episodes about Reunion? The folks there,
they're gonna talk about what Reunion is and whatnot, but like I don't know about dedicating episodes to them.
Yeah, because like for example, right now I'm watching My Hero season 5. I'm at the portion where it's all about Shigaraki.
Oh, so it's just Shigaraki
it's
only.
It's about him. It's not about Deku.
It's just all Shigaraki, right?
Yes, and I was thinking maybe they'd try that. Would that work? An episode about Tallulah or Patriot or W or whoever.
Maybe, but then like the story of W is basically Dark Knight's memoir. You can't have that.
I mean, like I recall certain scenes in the game where the Doctor was not present, but they showed it to us, the players.
Yeah,
they're gonna have to incorporate those at some point.
I mean, they will definitely, because they're definitely gonna tell this story in a more you're not just because you're the protagonist doesn't mean you're everywhere.
Yeah, you don't know.
They're gonna. There's been anime like that where they kind of just jump.
Yeah.
You get to see different perspectives, whatnot, even though you're not there.
Like, but I wonder how they plan to do it, because a lot of the reason, like one of my complaints with Arknights is that the texts are so long, that the cutscenes are very long, even if you speed it up.
Well, that's because they like their descriptions to be very
this
vivid.
won't have that. This won't have that.
Because you can see everything. You can see
everything. Like, granted, they still talk a lot. Is that dialogue script enough to fill a season of anime? They're very long cutscenes, yes, but do they work like if with a voice comes, times when it's clearly done speaking, like you can choose when you're done reading the thing, especially considering they write paragraphs. But a person can say that entire paragraph in like 3 minutes if they talk slow.
Mm-hmm.
So, how much of that sort of script is enough to fill an anime episode, let alone a season?
Definitely there's enough script.
Yeah.
Definitely there is enough. I don't know how much it will fill up each episode.
Of course,
though,
this
but
depends again on how many episodes does this season have.
yeah. But I trust them with
Alright,
their
I mean, that's fair.
organization.
And one of the things I'm really happy they didn't do was drop you in another arc. Like, what I like Babylonia's portrayal. I don't like how that's the singularity they chose to make an anime out of. Not because it's not good, but people who don't play the game, they watch First Order and then they go straight to Babylonia, which came before Camelot release time, when in reality Camelot happens before Babylonia.
Yeah, like you're wondering, oh, how does Mash have, what's that noble phantasm
What's that? Yeah,
Mash
Lord
has?
Camelot, how'd she get that? And then
Yeah,
when you get to
Camelot,
like,
it
why
explains.
aren't you using it?
Yeah, and then
that's
they
right.
explain, you know.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
I wanted,
not out of order.
I know they did Solomon right now. I would have wanted to see animes, if not OVAs at least, of the other singularities. I can understand skipping like the lame ones, you know, like the really quick ones like France and Rome. Those weren't that long anyway.
The problem with those though is that like you can skipping some of them because they're not like as interesting would be an injustice.
Yeah, I mean they really weren't, but
It would be an injustice. That's why there's specific stuff.
yeah, and I would argue London is worth making an anime out of. Especially
London.
because that's when you first see Solomon. Right?
Honestly, I don't think
London
so.
or
I don't-
America?
Maybe not as
E
much.
Pluribus, maybe.
It's
I mean, I
really
would like to
Camelot
see-
and Babylonia that are
'cause
the
like-
biggest hitters because they're the
'Cause
last
I would like
two.
to see a giant, like I would like to see Kukulane Alter animated. That would be awesome.
He's Dark Souls.
Yeah. All right, and folks, my friends of mine are talking to me in a group chat, and I just have a quick not Arknights update.
Yeah.
Fate Grand Order has an anime NYC panel.
Oh, really?
New York City anime panel.
Whoops, that was loud.
Yeah, sorry guys, but yeah, Thanksgiving banners coming soon.
Really? Who's on the banner?
We don't know.
Oh my god, they're gonna have
Yeah.
text giving banner.
Never forget, guys. Even if you save, even if you think about all those things in regards to saving,
NA still has
words,
those surprise banners that nobody expects.
that they did not exist in
Yeah.
JP.
The King Hassan's random coming back
Yeah,
to
I'm
life.
back, guys. That screwed up Ryan's plans quite a bit.
Not really. I
didn't
skipped
try-
it. I still skipped it.
You
because
didn't NP5 him.
No, because
You don't
like,
think he's worthy of the NP5?
I mean, he would be, but then I would have to pick between my waifu and my
your-
best boy. Like, that's so hard to do. And like,
Yeah.
it's always waifu over laifu, so I have to do.
Yeah.
I have to do her first, alright? And there's them append skills also, and like, it's not easy getting NP6. Okay.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm gonna
But anyway.
have a lot of stuff.
Yeah. But anyway, I guess with regards to those animes, this could serve as that for Arknights. If it is, they've got quite a bit of stuff to do. You know, you gotta make sure the characters are likable. You gotta make sure you can explain enough to warrant intrigue to play the game. Don't give it away.
There's definitely gonna be
Well, the
intrigue.
question though is this anime designed to promote the game?
Definitely.
Or is this anime designed...
Definitely designed to promote the game.
Or is it for people like us who play the game, who wanted an anime, and now we're getting one? I believe those are distinctly different things.
You think they're different? I think they're the same. Like, this game is powered by the whales. Even though, like, we don't have a lot of whales in Arknights, but the whales that we do have are major leviathans.
Yeah.
Like, big leviathans. Like, their Orginium stocks are in the 10,000s, which is
Yep.
insane. But then, that's the point, you know. I think it's both.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Like, you think it's different, but I kind of think it's both.
Right. Now, after this quick sound effect, I will get back to you guys with one more thing I want to talk about for this particular episode. Stay tuned. We're back, folks. Fun fact, you are now in the future.
Sure.
Yes. This is being recorded an hour after the last one was. So, welcome. You've been sent 1 hour into the future
Apparently so.
by a ding sound.
Okay.
Time travel, folks.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the Flash, you know. He's gonna outrace a Black Lantern ring by being 1 second faster than the Black Ring itself. Yeah.
Get to the point.
The point is, you're in the future now, guys. And finally, we have to talk about the one thing I put on the list, but since my phone is not here, I can't enumerate them all. So we were talking about gachas with animes, we were talking about animes with gacha games in it, gacha games based on it. Now let's talk about something not necessarily Arknights related, but still in line with the topic. Gacha games that should get anime.
That should.
Yes, because like Arknights is not the only one whose fan base has been all, guys, make an anime, it'll be so cool.
Yeah.
Like I remember people still want an Epic 7 anime. That's my example there. Like Epic 7, like I would love an Epic 7 anime. They've got the graphics.
Well, yeah, they definitely got the graphics already.
They've got the fame too. Like, funny enough, I was watching like a podcast of, you remember Comic Storian in YouTube?
Yeah.
Like he was saying on one of his other podcasts that he crashed the Epic 7 Comic Con party.
Party?
Yeah, Epic 7 had a panel and stuff in Comic Con, I think.
Oh, really?
A couple of years ago. They crashed the party by accident and then they started playing the game.
Interesting.
Yeah. But yeah, I would love an Epic 7 anime. I think the story is worth being told. It's very nice.
I thought they were already planning one. Like, didn't they say they wanted to do one? So
Yeah,
I
but
think we can
them wanting to do one doesn't mean they'll be able to, unfortunately.
can probably expect it though.
Yeah. But other than that, do you have any other, I suppose, anime gacha games that you think would make a good anime? Like would PGR make a good anime? If it was like a Ruby style sort of anime.
Yeah, I would think so. I mean, I think I haven't gone that deep into the story yet, but apparently the story's nice, so
Yeah.
I think it could make a good story, yeah.
Okay, well, if these gacha games were to make... Okay, if you out there decide you want to make a gacha game someday, or if you are a worker for a gacha game who's in the know if your gacha game is making an anime, some of the questions you should answer are, what is the purpose of the anime? Is it for the fans who wanted it, or is it for you guys to introduce the game? Because like I still believe they're a little like what was it we literally said an hour ago that you thought was the same. I thought they were different things. It was an hour ago. What was it?
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure.
Damn it. You
I'm
see,
not entirely sure, because, like, it was your idea. Well, you should remember.
yeah, but it's been an hour. Like, basically, I just remember that whatever it was, I can't remember now. But anyway, if you're a gacha game maker, developer, if you want to make one, if you're gonna make an anime, you need it to be. You shouldn't give away everything, so that people play your game. If that's the purpose of your anime. So like, as you said, like, PGR would work.
I think
Ruby style.
maybe in that kind of setup.
Would a Honkai-esque, like, cause like Genshin doesn't really need an anime. It's already kind of one on its own.
Yeah.
It's cutscenes. MMOs in general don't really need one.
No, they don't. Most of the time, it's already good enough.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, you could.
Honkai
but,
isn't really an MMO, so I guess that could work. Like maybe if you
Honkai has
make
the
it
same argument as PGR, because it's both kind of like that.
Or maybe you could compile cutscenes and then make them movies. But then again, like cutscenes, or a lot of them are just dialogue cutscenes, right?
Yeah. Most of it's dialogue or just a really long description of the situation.
Yeah. So, but you would be okay with a PGR anime?
I would be definitely okay with that.
Yeah.
I think the story is kind of...
Right. I think I remember some others on my list. You remember Sino Alice? You know that game?
Yes.
Do you think that would work?
Honestly, I don't know. Maybe. I mean, most gacha games have to be built around this kind of,
adventure story.
Yeah.
So I mean, a lot of things could really get anime.
Yeah.
A lot of things. Like I don't think that's really the question you have to ask then. Just like everything can get an anime, really.
I suppose. But you know what's a really good one now that I'm thinking about it? What's the best way to introduce a gacha game? Like
introduce.
Like for example, we've had instances where there was an anime that was designed to be the prelude to the gacha game. There were trailers, there were just drops out of nowhere. Here, this is our game, check it out. Then there was all the sort of stuff like okay, I don't remember Genshin having a sort of trailers and all those sorts of things.
They do have trailers.
Pre-launch,
yeah.
like anything.
Remember, like lots of people didn't even know what Genshin was.
It got its
when it was announced.
because it was rip off Breath of the Wild back then.
Like a month before release, it was getting publicity because people thought, oh,
it's Breath of the Wild.
I mean, I got into it because my friend told me about it.
Yeah.
Like he said, like, oh, this new game's con.
You owe that friend.
Yeah, I mean
we both do actually.
Yeah, I mean, I told you about it, so it was like it became a phenomenon after the first few, after it was released. Like back then, I even played that pre-launch game where you get something for free when you start the game. There was a pre-launch game where you could put things in a backpack, and we didn't know what those things did back then.
What were
like? You could get like Sweet Madame, Black Cliff Slasher, food and weapons.
Oh my
like
God.
Back then, like we were like, what does that even do? Like I thought like, oh, maybe food is like this, buff thing that you can do, and it was, but then that one's just healing food. I was lucky enough to pick the weapon, so I got the prototype weapon, Claymore.
Prototype archaic.
Yeah. I got that
when it wasn't called that yet.
When it wasn't called that, it was called Prototype Aminus back then.
Yeah.
Right? In the first update.
Yeah.
In the olden days.
The olden days, yeah.
Yeah.
The olden days of 2020.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's been a while since the start.
Introducing gacha games. I would really like to see, like, okay, I said Epic 7, you think one of the granddaddies of gacha games should get an anime? Like Summoner's War, Brave Frontier, favorite of Andrew's, Puzzles and Dragons.
Yeah.
Should those get I don't know, Puzzles and Dragons is I don't know what the story of that is, if there is one.
I have no idea either. Like I have no idea if they have like a deep story or whatnot, or
it
if
would
it's
be cool.
like one of those.
Like for example, I think right now Gundam is doing an anime based on its gacha game.
Yeah, really?
Gundam has like 2 gacha games, I think.
Well,
one is
I
like,
know neither.
Yeah, one of them requires you to use Line. You know Line.
Yeah.
One of them kind of needs a Line account.
Is that really a game then?
Yeah, it
Isn't
is.
that just
I've played it. It is. You assign the pilot, you assign the Gundam. It's really cool actually. Very similar to Princess Connect in terms of the gearing.
Okay.
Actually, I think it's the same now that I think about it.
Really?
Yeah, you gather gear, you put them together. When all of them have gear, you rank up the character.
Okay, interesting.
There's also Gundam Battle Log, which is the more gacha one. You literally build a Gundam from scratch and send it into battle.
Really?
Based on parts from other Gundams.
Oh, that's cool. You can like build your own.
Yeah. It's taking after the you build fighters, Gundam battle logs, things like that.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. So a lot of gacha games out there could make it as animes. I suppose some can't, depending on how the story is progressing, things like that.
I don't know about not being able to, because like a lot of the stories are kind of anime stories, stuff you could definitely see in an anime or whatnot. Like, so I don't think the question is what games should get an anime, but what games cannot get an anime. Because so many of them, majority of them probably can get it.
Yeah.
So what can't? That's the
I'm not
question.
sure.
right? Because
The world is your oyster when it comes to this sort of thing.
yeah, because like we could go on forever about this one can be
Yeah.
like that, but all of them just boil down to the same reason that all of them have stories that are worth telling through anime
Yeah.
form.
Oh, that reminds me. I wonder if this counts. Would you say that like Duel Links, Cross Duel, all those
Hmm?
they're based on Yu-Gi-Oh? So there's anime and now there's the gacha game. Well, okay, Cross Duel's a gacha game. It kinda is.
Yeah,
they,
but
they somehow
nobody.
gacha Yu-Gi-Oh.
I mean, you might as. I mean, Cross Duel, Master Duel's coming out soon, so Cross Duel is insignificant at that point.
No, I thought okay. Cross Duel has 3D monsters that are on the field at the whole
Yeah,
time.
but
that's,
then like
that's something I've always
do
wanted to
you-
see in a Yu-Gi-Oh game.
yeah, but then really,
Yeah, I've always wanted to see that. Master Duels is a little more Hearthstone-esque.
yeah, but,
But
then
it
like
still has the
it's
Yu-Gi-Oh
it still
rules.
has your rule set. It still has all the things that you want.
Yeah.
I mean, why are we talking about this now? Aren't we talking about anime?
Oh yeah, we are. No, it's there's the Yu-Gi-Oh anime. Oh, I play Duel because like for example, right now Duel Links has Arc 5,
Yeah.
and Arc 5 is being broadcast in Aniwan Asia in Japan. In Asia here in Philippines via YouTube. So I could watch that anime.
I mean, it's not
And
really.
because I know the character, because I play Duel Links, I know some of these characters. I know Yuya, I know Declan,
yeah,
I know their
it
decks.
still came out before though, right?
Yeah, plus there's we've seen it like in the US. We saw Arc 5. We watched an episode on
Yeah.
our uncle's TV. It's time for my monsters to swing into action.
No, just stop.
Yeah, does that count as a I would watch if you wanted to introduce people to the old Yu-Gi-Oh. We're talking Duel Monsters Yu-Gi-Oh. and
Duel Monsters,
yeah.
yeah.
people who play Duel Links, I think if they are curious enough, would find the anime and watch it.
Yeah, definitely.
But then they would be confused by season 1. How did you summon Dark Magician in your first turn?
Yeah, I think everyone would be confused
Yeah.
because like season 1 didn't have any rules.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Don't even get us started on season 0 of Yu-Gi-Oh.
Season 0, let's not talk about that. Season 0 is not even Yu-Gi-Oh at that point.
Yeah.
That's
But
just-
anyway.
Yes.
With that, you know what? I think we've said enough for this particular topic. We hope the Arknights anime is good. We have high hopes.
I think I can expect it to be good. I don't see it going south because it's hard
Yeah.
to mess that up.
Well, okay. Speculations wise, like sort of last minute. How many episodes will this have? 13,
I think
12,
25. I think it's one of them longer ones.
25?
Yeah.
Okay. Is this a events of the game anime or is this before the game?
I think events of the game. It's kind of
Alright.
harder to make it before.
So
the
where
game.
does it end? Where do they start season 2? Longmen?
Season 2, like I would think they start it like when they're actually gonna deal with the Chernobog stuff, because they're probably gonna do the Skull Shatter thing, and when they finally decide na they have to go do something, they have to get involved. That's when they start doing it, because like there's still the whole thing with Chen going to Chernobog to try and fix the things that going on, and then Rhode Island just comes after. Because Rhode Island is not the people who get there first. It's actually
Chen gets there first.
Chen
right?
gets there first, yeah.
Alright, that'd be pretty cool. And I wonder which operator maybe or character are you excited to see the most when this comes out? Or is it the Doctor?
I wanna see the Doctor and I wanna see Calcit.
I see. One last thing. Okay. Apart from that line we heard in the trailer, should the Doctor talk
Yes.
a lot or
I mean,
not really?
Canonically, the Doctor does have voice lines. Remember, there are times where you have to select the voice line.
Yeah, and that's the same with Ritsuka, like in FU. So the Doctor talks.
Yeah, the Doctor will talk and probably... The Doctor will talk. Most definitely
A
he
lot.
will talk, yeah.
Should they add in a couple of their own things maybe? Not necessarily, maybe like a ways to showcase operators. For example, you can have you can have a scene of Amiya like kicking someone's ass.
Well, I think we're gonna have her fight anyway.
Yeah, but
like,
isn't
we're definitely
the
gonna
whole
have five
presentation
fight
of her
zones.
prior was that she can handle herself in a fight,
Yeah,
but
she has
don't
arts
put
cast.
her in danger and stuff like that.
I mean, we've already seen her
We've
do
seen her
some
game.
insane stuff. Like, remember they had that one animation of her fighting Tallulah?
Oh yes, yes.
Yeah, she can already.
I'd like to see Kausit as well. Curious about the Doctor. Chen, maybe I feel like Chen's only gonna show up in the end.
Well, that
Of
would
the
make
show.
sense.
Like she's gonna be like, hey, you're Rhodes Island, you stay out of my way. And at first, she was kind of like that, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
First, like, stay out of my way, and then after, fine, come with me to Longmen.
Pretty much.
Yeah. So, we'll see where it goes. I mean, Azure Lane, I don't know if Azure Lane got a season 2, so I don't know if Arknights would get a season 2.
I think it should. I mean,
Azure Lane season 2?
I don't know if Azure Lane has a. Okay.
Azure Lane's still going on.
Then again, Azure Lane did not directly show the story of Azure Lane.
Yeah, it did its own thing.
Yeah, that's so you can't have a season 2.
That's what I was wondering.
Arknights, if they follow the story,
Yeah.
then they can have a season 2.
That's what I was wondering, because like with Azure Lane, they didn't follow the game. So what if this Arknights thing is just their own thing?
That's harder to do, I think.
Yeah, it allows them to be creative in a way.
Maybe creative.
But it's also a bit difficult because, this didn't happen in the game. That'll be the complaint of a lot of people. Right?
Yeah.
I don't remember
But then,
that.
so having those insignificant things happen, insignificant events or interactions, I think that's fine.
Yeah.
But then don't make it too important.
Yeah. Alright. With that, folks, we're good for this episode where we speculated on the Arknights anime and went into a couple of tangents. But that's what all podcasts are.
Yeah.
So, if you have anything for us to talk about, I suppose you can always find us in our Facebook page. It's over there. We're nice. Gacha Rock and Roll. That's on Facebook.
Yeah. Check us out there. Check out our old episodes also if you wanna see what it was like back then.
Yes. In the days of yore.
Yeah, or if you wanna just see how we reacted to the future of what is now the present, back then.
Getting into time travel lingo.
No, let me stop that there. No more time travel.
Well, you did say that specialist Skadi of the Corrupted Heart is somebody else, right?
Yeah.
From an alternate
stop.
future.
Stop, please.
Well, I think alternate future version of her, it's simple enough to understand.
Yes, but I don't like
alternate future or alternate past.
I really don't like time travel in a lot of literature. It's very annoying.
And yet you enjoy Back to the Future.
Because Back to the Future is linear with how they did it. Okay, it's very straightforward.
Yeah,
even though there are loopholes, no, Avengers was not. Even though there are loopholes, there are things where in Back to the Future it was very clear, like, oh, yes, you did this, and obviously it changed the future. That guy did that, and of course it changed the future.
So
Avengers did like
10
10 million things, and something changed the future. Like,
no, that was only because of the way
don't try to explain
universes
it.
operate.
I don't want to hear it.
All right. So, folks, that's all for us for this week. Catch us again. Who knows? Depends on what we have. If maybe they'll do it again. Some sort of bombshell news is gonna drop on us, and then we'll be able to talk about it.
Yeah, we'll see.
You never know these days with gacha news, anime news in general.
Something will appear.
Something's gonna happen. Who knows? Who knows? But with that, we bid you adieu, folks. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you soon.
Peace out.